Welcome. This is Prime News. I'm Michael Anos. All right, we had breaking news. Emotions pouring out again for the family of Summer Thompson. An arrest has been made in the murder of this beautiful 7-year-old little girl. Jared Harrell has been charged with premeditated murder, sexual battery on a victim under 12, and lewd and lascivious battery. Let's refresh your memory on this case. The 7-year-old got in a spat, one of her siblings walking home from school in October, walked ahead of him a little bit, and that was the opportunity that Jared Harrell needed. Little Summer walked past his house every day. She was vulnerable and alone on the tragic day. Well, now he's alone in a jail cell.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say to Jared Harrell, we got you, and you ain't getting away.
The emotions of a family today. Joining us to talk about this, Samuel Thompson, Summer's father. Samuel, again, our condolences. I'm sure this wound is fresh. So what was your reaction when you heard of the arrest of Jared Harrell for the murder of your little girl?
It was bittersweet. You know, we had waited so long for this to happen, and it finally did. And he's not going to get away from this. I want to thank the detectives that was on this case. There aren't words in the human language to describe how deep I feel for them and for the great job that they've done. You know, it's awesome dedication that they put into this, but also it's like reliving it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Samuel. Are there emotions that you feel vindicated that there's been arrest, or do you relive that day all over again?
You know, it was just like reliving the day all over again. And now that we know more about it, you know, more about the specifics of the case, then, you know, it was really even worse than the first day. But I know Summer is in heaven. Mm-hmm. She's been smiling ever since the day she got there. And, you know, we're so happy that we know we've got this criminal off the streets and he can't hurt anybody else. And his judgment day is coming here on earth as well as in heaven.
Samuel, what are police telling you? Are they telling you about how Summer may have crossed paths with this guy?
Well, you know, he had a dog that she used to love to go by and pet, and I think Detective West told me she had named him Buddy. And that day, you know, she'd had a squabble, and somebody saw her sitting in the yard with her hand in her face about 3:15, but the dog wasn't gone. You know, the dog wasn't there. So possibly, you know, we don't have any specifics on how she was lured into the house or what. But, you know, with that many people walking up and down the street, he found his opportunity, and he took it. And he took my daughter from me, and from her brothers and sisters and our whole family. And, you know, he's got to pay for this.
Samuel, I want to listen one more time to Summer's mom. Just, I think, speaking for a lot of parents, that we just need to reclaim innocence, regain ground that evil has taken from us. Let's listen to Dina, and I'll get your reaction, Samuel.
We need to get together and figure out what it is that we are not doing right. It's time for us to do something different and let our children be allowed to walk home and play and ride their bikes. It's time for us to reclaim our children's safety and innocence.
I couldn't agree more. I think back to my own childhood. I used to be able to ride my bike. My kids, I haven't really let them be as free as we'd like. Do you agree with that, Samuel, that we hope this is a wake-up call for parents in our communities?
Here's my response to that. We don't live in 1975 anymore. Okay, the world has changed. It used to be when we wake up in the morning, you get outside, you play outside. Before the sun comes down, when it's dinner time, you come back in the house. Well, we have to wake up as a society and realize that we don't live in those days anymore, where we don't lock our front doors at night. You know, the screen door stays open. That this is a cruel, mean world we live in,
Samuel, I couldn't agree more. Again, our condolences to you, your family, as you continue to grapple with your grief. But we thank you for taking time.
Hey, I thank you guys. I apologize for my voice. We're getting over a little about with sickness, but you know, I truly am thankful for the justice that you've done with coverage of this and keeping it fresh in the American's mind that, hey, you know, we're not in the same world, and we got to focus more on the safety of our kids and the changing world that we live in.
Well, thank you, Samuel. We want justice for Summer as we know as well as you do. Samuel Thompson, thank you again. We're going to continue our conversation. Mike Brooks is with us as we talk about putting this guy away. Call in 1-877-TEL-HLN.